Apple and Google are supposed to be competitors, right? One sells iPhones, the other one sells Pixels. They're both in the computer space, but why are they now teaming up? Now, in this video, we're going to be explaining the entire Apple and Google team up, starting off with Google and Apple's joint press release. They had a statement that said Apple and Google have entered into a multi-year collaboration under which the next generation of Apple's foundation models will be based on Google's Gemini models and cloud technology. This model will help power future Apple Intelligence features, including more personalized Siri coming this year, 2026. After careful evaluation, Apple determined that Google's technology provides the most capable foundation for Apple's foundation models and is excited about the innovative new experiences it will unlock for Apple's users. Apple Intelligence will continue to run on Apple devices and private cloud compute, while maintaining Apple's industry-leading privacy standards. That's a powerful statement that this is not just like a one-off test. This is a multi-year long partnership with Google of all companies. And you have to think about it like this. Apple is a major player in the tech space, but so is Google. And not only that, they're teaming up on AI. If you already thought AI was a competitive space before this team up, it's going to be even more competitive now. We saw Amazon was backing Anthropic for their AI. We see Microsoft is backing OpenAI with ChatGPT, and Gemini, well, Gemini is already Google. It didn't need anything else to back them, but with a partnership with Apple, that pushed them into a whole nother realm. But it actually makes perfect sense. If you think about it, Apple and Google already do business. They already do business because Apple already receives billions of dollars from Google for Google to be the default search engine on Apple iPhones and a lot of their other devices. Google literally pays billions of dollars to Apple already to advertise basically Google on their devices, because Google has the money and Apple has the market share when it comes to people wanting iPhones and a lot of Apple devices. It's already the default search engine on a lot of Android devices, so it made perfect sense to spread into each market. And that's $1 billion surplus. Partnering with somebody you already do business with and you already have a surplus with means Apple probably wouldn't even have to make a new bill. They can just work out a deal to maybe lessen how much Google has to pay on Apple devices. If they already pay billions of dollars to Apple, then they can maybe work on a lower rate so that Apple may not even have to pay out of pocket to even do business with Google for their AI. And what else does that help with Google? It keeps them on Apple as a default search engine, but it could also potentially push out AI into iPhones and make it more closely integrated onto Apple. If you think about business, one of the most expensive things about new product is, well, having users learn about your product and learn how to use your product. Even if you have a good product, you have to have acquisition, the cost of acquisition, the cost to retrain and reteach somebody in the business sector. And well, having a platform like Apple to already have an AI on there, think about it like this. These Apple users who are by the millions of people, these Apple users who are millions of them, are going to be using Google Gemini every day. They're going to be using Gemini to talk, to maybe do other AI tasks, and they're going to be getting used to how Gemini feels, looks, its outputs, and its overall aesthetics. And this is putting a moat around somebody like, well, OpenAI, where even though they may be similar, they're a lot different in how their outputs are, how it responds, and the feel and the vibe of it. Same thing with Anthropic. Even though a lot of people like Anthropic for their coding model, especially Opus 4.5, a lot of people aren't using AI for coding. And that's just the honest truth of it. This could really be a major deal for even somebody like ChatGPT, because even ChatGPT had announced that, well, people, when they think of AI, they think of ChatGPT. They don't necessarily think of Anthropic. They don't even think of Quinn, DeepSeek, all the other models that real AI enthusiasts knows about. They don't actually think of it. They really think ChatGPT alone. Even if you're using another model, they still say ChatGPT because that is the first player, the first mover in the space that made huge waves. But people are even saying that this could be too much power concentrated into these two players, where you see Elon Musk coming out saying on Twitter that this seems like an unreasonable concentration of power for Google, given that they also have Android and Chrome. So they also have their own platform. So Apple may have iPhone and iPads and Mac, but Google has Google Pixels. Matter of fact, I'm recording this from a Google Pixel right now, as well as they have other devices like Chromebooks, as well as Chrome browsers. We've seen that a lot of 2025 was erased for integration, where you've seen Gemini being integrated into Gmail, Google Search, and all the rest of the Google suite of applications. Not only that, we've been seeing with Elon Musk with Twitter, him implementing Grok on Twitter, where people are literally now using it, but it adds to adoption for what's going on. We see people are now getting used to adding Grok for different things. There's even trends going around. I just did one where Grok went wild on people, putting people in different types of clothes. But ChatGPT doesn't necessarily have the platform. They have Sora, and ChatGPT is still strong, but they don't have the adoption in the platforms to spread it on, like, well, Gemini and as well as Grok. It does feel like ChatGPT is kind of getting left behind a little bit in the dust, but I don't think that that's going to keep them down for too long. We've seen that Gemini 3 went head to head with ChatGPT, and it rose alarm bells with ChatGPT and Sam Altman. But as of now, everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen next. And is this partnership with Apple, Google spelling the end of the AI wars as we know it? If you want to keep up with the latest and greatest AI, you should definitely like and subscribe. That being said, your boy Dex Not Dexter out.